Let's make Bánh Giò, Vietnamese pyramid savory cakes. Bánh Giò is a classic Vietnamese savory rice flour cake and another one of my absolute favorites. It is unclear how the name of the dish came to be, but since giò refers to Vietnamese sausage, for example shallot, some people believe that vendors would use the lean part of pork to make the sausages and the rest to make bánh giò, hence the name. This rice flour cake / dumpling is made from non-glutinous rice flour, tapioca starch, and bone broth. Of course, you can make this with water instead of broth, but this would take away at least 20% of the flavor. The filling is the classic Vietnamese combination of ground pork, wood ear and shiitake mushrooms, and shallot. To make this halal or kosher, you can use ground chicken. Some vendors include hard-boiled quail eggs and some don't. I personally love the quail eggs, but it's up to your personal preference. While the seasonings and flavors are pretty simple, the combination of the soft and supple exterior, which is umami with a hint of herbalness from the banana leaf, and the savory fragrant filling makes this a crowd favorite. It is usually served piping hot with pieces of shallot or giò, Vietnamese pork or beef sausage, and tương ớt, a chili sauce like sriracha or chinsu. Let's get started. For this recipe, you'll need rice flour, tapioca starch, bone broth, which can be made from pork or chicken bones, onion, salt, and water, salt, bouillon powder, and vegetable oil for the batter. For the filling, you'll need ground pork, wood ear and shiitake mushrooms, shallot, quail eggs, bouillon, ground black pepper, vegetable oil, and fish sauce. You'll also need banana leaves and optional food wrap or aluminum foil. You can either wrap each bánh giò with 2 layers of banana leaf, or you can use 1 layer of banana leaf and a layer of food wrap or aluminum foil. The first option looks nicer, whereas the second is easier since the food wrap or foil help keep the bánh giò together. Obviously, if you're using 2 layers of banana leaf, you'll need twice the number of banana leaf pieces as the number of bánh giò that you're making, i.e. 20 leaves for 10 bánh giò. For the second option, you'll need the same number of banana leaf pieces as the number of bánh giò you're making, but also the same number of pieces of food wrap or foil. So if you're making 10 bánh giò, you'll need 10 pieces of leaf and 10 pieces of food wrap or foil.
If you're making your own broth, we will start by parboiling the bones. Add the bones to a pot of room temperature water and bring to boil on high heat. Let boil for about 2 to 3 minutes. Drain the water and rinse the bones to remove any scum, then return them to a clean pot. Add in onion, salt, and room temperature water. Bring to boil, then reduce heat to medium-low and simmer partially covered for at least an hour, skimming occasionally. Once done, strain the broth and let cool down to room temperature. You can discard, eat any meat off the bones, or reuse them to make another batch of broth. I made more broth, added carrots, and poured over some macaroni to make a quick soup nuôi sườn.
This is our finished and cooled broth. Between the skimming and the evaporation, 1.5 liters of water should get you almost exactly a liter of broth. Now that it's cool, we can make the batter.
To a large pot, add rice flour and tapioca starch. Pour in the cooled broth and whisk until no lumps remain. Add in the salt and bouillon to taste and whisk. You should be able to taste the salt, but it shouldn't be more salty than a soup. Set aside and let rest for at least an hour. Pour boiling water over wood ear and shiitake mushrooms to rehydrate. Bring a small pot of water to boil, add quail eggs, and boil for 7 to 8 minutes. Once done, place them in an ice bath. While the eggs cool, drain and rinse the mushrooms. Finally, chop up the mushrooms. I like doing this by cutting them into strips first, then chopping up those strips. This is what our mushrooms look like all chopped up. Mince up the shallot. The quail eggs should now be cool. Peel them and set aside. Next, we'll prep our banana leaves. Measure and cut banana leaves into squares about 26 to 30 centimeters on each side. If using, cut food wrap or foil into squares of the same size. Here are our cut banana leaf squares. Now we'll give them a wash. If your banana leaves came with the petiole, i.e. the tough stalk in the middle, trim that off. Bring a large pot of water to boil and poach each banana leaf square for 15 to 20 seconds. Wipe the leaves dry with a clean towel. Place 2 banana leaf squares together, or one piece of wrap or foil at the bottom, then 1 banana leaf square on top. Fold the pair of layers from the bottom left corner up to the top right corner into a triangle. Now fold this triangle in half to make a smaller triangle. This is what it should look like. Repeat with the remaining pairs of layers. This is what it should look like when you use 1 layer of leaf and 1 layer of food wrap or foil. The foil should be on the outside. Here are our finished funnels. Next, we'll cook our filling. Heat a pan on medium and add vegetable oil. Add in minced shallot and saute for 30 seconds. Add in the pork and bouillon, saute, breaking up the chunks until no longer pink. Add in the mushrooms and saute for 1 minute. Season to taste with fish sauce. Then add in ground black pepper and mix well. Remove from heat. Place the pot of batter on the stove and add in vegetable oil. Turn the heat on medium, stirring continuously. The batter will start to thicken and lumps will start to form. Continue stirring. Once 75% of the liquid is gone and it looks like this,
Reduce the heat.
Reduce heat to medium-low and continue stirring until the mixture is smooth and no lumps remain. When your batter is smooth like this, reduce heat to the lowest level.
Okay.
Now we assemble. Hold a leaf triangle with the closed tip at the bottom in your hand and the open side at the top.
On this side we have the 2 layers and the rest are on the other side. Hold it like a funnel.
Add a generous spoonful of batter to the bottom of the funnel and spread it into a thin layer halfway up the sides. Add in a small spoon of the filling. Followed by a quail egg. And about 2 more spoonfuls of the filling to cover the egg. Scoop in 2 to 3 more generous spoonfuls of batter to completely cover the filling and smooth it out with the back of the spoon or a spatula. Fold in the side with only 2 layers down over the batter, right at the point where the batter stops. Fold down the opposite side. Fold in the 2 flaps and tuck one underneath the other to seal the bánh giò. This is what our bánh giò should look like. Repeat with the remaining batter and filling. This is what it looks like if you use 1 layer of leaf and 1 layer of foil or food wrap.
Now they're ready to steam.
Add water to a steamer pot and bring to boil on high. Once boiling, add the bánh giò into the steamer basket. Place as many as you can into the basket with the pointy side up. If they do not all fit, place the rest pointy side down, nestled in between the others so that the tip does not get crushed. Add the lid, reduce heat to medium-high, and steam for 25 minutes. Once done, carefully remove them from the pot and let sit pointy side up for at least 5 minutes to fully set. I don't recommend freezing uncooked bánh giò because it will change the texture of the uncooked batter too much. On the other hand, cooked bánh giò freezes really well. I recommend letting them cool for at least half an hour on the counter after steaming, then placing them in the fridge for at least a few hours before putting them in the freezer. To reheat, for cooked bánh giò in the fridge, microwave for 3 minutes or steam for 5 to 7 minutes. For frozen bánh giò, let thaw overnight in the fridge, then steam for 15 to 20 minutes or microwave for 4 to 5 minutes. Here is our finished product. I recommend serving them steaming hot with some shallot or giò bò, Vietnamese pork or beef sausage, and some chili sauce like sriracha or tinsu.
As you can see, I added some chili sauce. Oh, that's so good. With shallot. It's so umami and I love the texture of the exterior.
Visit mmbonapetit.com for more Vietnamese and French recipes.